This week we're gonna fertilize this football field. It's a sand-based field. We fertilized it about 3 weeks ago with 30-0-10 slow release fertilizer, and the results weren't very good. This is a sand-based field, so we're gonna try to hit it with some Milorganite. You can see in this profile that this is mostly sand. It's a mason sand field. And then we look here, it's just sand with a little bit of topsoil on the very top. So it's very hungry for fertilizer. And sometimes the regular chemical fertilizers just don't do well on this field. So we're gonna give the Milorganite a try and see if we can't get it to green up, and we'll show you how long it takes. This is day one. In the grass, when we cut it, it's just not very thick. And then we got some weedier grasses and some clover mixed in. All right, here you can see we have our Milorganite. We have a full pallet. These are these newer bags. They used to be 39 pounds. Now they're 32 pounds. Covers 2,500 square feet per bag. We are in Michigan, southeast Michigan, so we're gonna use the northern directions here. 32 pounds per 2,500 square feet. We're doing a football field that is 160 by 360 feet, but we're gonna round that up to just to make it easy. We'll go 200 feet by 400 feet because we'll be doing the fringe and the edges. So that's about 80,000 square feet, which that figures out to 32 bags of fertilizer at the minimum. And then there's our analysis. 640. Here we have our 3-point spreader on the back of our old trusty John Deere tractor here, 1070. We'll take 2 separate loads. Right now on this earthway spreader, I got it on the 4th hole on the outside. We just pull this lever down and that opens our chute, or our gates here, and our spinner is activated by the drive shaft, basic stuff. All right, we're gonna load these bags into that spreader. We have the spreader closed. Now we get to really smell the Milorganite. That's the best part. It's best to cut the bag as far down on the bottom as you can, so you don't have to shake out so much. All right, we got 16 bags in for our first load. 16 times 32 is 512 pounds. You can see the profile of Milorganite. It's a lot finer than traditional fertilizer, and it definitely has its own smell. So really, I have literally poop in my hand. All right, here we are on our field. Got everything out of the way. It has rained here most of the week. Today's been nice, so the field's drying out good. We're gonna put it down. It's Friday, July 9th. So this is our first day. I probably won't turn the irrigation on until Monday because it's still pretty damp out here. But Milorganite, it's organic. It's not gonna hurt anybody. It's slow release. It doesn't burn, so it's not too much you can mess up. All right, here we are on our tractor. We are in high range, 2-wheel drive. We're gonna go in 2nd gear on this. Works out to about the right speed versus RPM, and we're gonna keep our RPMs above 2,000 so that our application is consistent. We engaged the PTO. Our chute's still closed. Going clockwise for our first application. This way we can see our tire marks when we do our second application counterclockwise. When I turn, I'm going to push the clutch in a little bit so that my spreader stays the same speed. That way I don't get dark spots spots in my corner. Here then, that should be pretty simple because you just let off your pedal. Started. Just space it out about a tractor width between runs. See my tracks. This old tractor is pretty sloppy, so holding a straight line is kind of difficult. Now we're inside the hash marks. Alright, here we are with our last run. Come back the same way. Empty out this road we got. Not that much. Alright, we got a little bit left. We'll go down the sideline and run this out. Spreader's empty. You can see it's got one load put down. So we'll go get reloaded and we'll go counterclockwise. Always remember to have your chute closed before filling. Alright, second load. Alright, starting from the other side of the field, we're going to go counterclockwise, doing the same thing. Last look, we've just finished up putting down 1,000 pounds of Milorganite on this field. We're not going to turn the water on today. The turf is still pretty moist. It's a Friday. The weather's supposed to be pretty mild with a chance of rain, so we'll hold off on Monday. We might turn the water back on. And so 5 days later, we're showing some results here on our bluegrass fescue rye mix, Southeast Michigan turf on top of our Michigan State sand-based field here. Plenty of drainage. We're going to give it a cut. We do have some top growth and we do have some color change. We've had a lot of rain over the weekend. We still haven't turned the irrigation system back on. Might turn it on tomorrow, but we're going to give it a cut. And then maybe we'll take another look at it. Alright, we got everything cut. We still have quite a bit of clippings. We cut it at 2 3/4 on our 6-foot board. Alright, here we are on Thursday, July 15th. Our Milorganite football field. We still have some clippings sitting out here. We're going to give it another cut. We haven't had the water on all week because we've been getting rain on and off pretty much every day. Very wet July. But today's Thursday. We might turn the water back on Monday. We definitely have some thicker grass coming in. Like we may need to sharpen blades next week. July 19th, 10th day after our 1,000 pounds of Milorganite, and we are definitely getting some color. Our clover is starting to get a little thinner, but definitely we have top growth and color, much more than we had with our urea-based fertilizer. So we've got sharp blades on our mower. We're gonna give it a cut. We also have some football players using this field daily, which is another benefit of Milorganite. You don't have to worry about them getting a chemical burn. It is an organic fertilizer. We've got our lawnmower set right here for 2.5 again. Like I said, we got sharp blades. We're gonna cut it long ways, and then we'll turn the irrigation system on. All right, we're gonna run our irrigation system for about 10 minutes a zone, just to wet it up a little bit. And it'll run again tomorrow morning for 10 minutes a zone. Field's drying out a little bit, and we don't have any rain in the forecast, so I want to keep it moist. And we'll see how it looks in a couple days. All right, here's our field, July 22nd. Approximately 2 weeks from our first application. We've got some pretty good growth here. Still some clover and some undesirable grass, but the bluegrass and the fescue is definitely getting taller and stronger. We're gonna give it a cut. We're probably gonna be able to cut it about 2 3/4. We cut it at 2.5 last time. It looks pretty long today. We've had some rain, and then we'll turn the irrigation on. All right, here we are on July 27th, 18 days after our application of Milorganite. You can see why I like to use Milorganite, because this field's used every day and by kids, so I don't like to use chemicals if I don't have to. Although we still have some clover, quite a bit in some spots like this one, and we do have a little bit of crabgrass left, but it is starting to thin out. All right, here we are, Wednesday, July 28th. We're gonna cut a 1/2 inch shorter. We still have, you can see the undesirable crabgrass and some clover. We have some clover over here. Let me zoom in. We have some clover that's still hanging around in these few spots. I don't want to use any broadleaf herbicide because we have kids using the field every day. So we're going to try to do it by cutting, and then maybe we'll run a little bit of water. It's been rainy this month. We haven't run the water pretty much all month, other than maybe once or twice. So we'll give it a cut. All right, we cut it to 2 inch. Got a 2 inch cut. We got a lot of clippings, so we're going to go over it and give it a quick. We are on August 11th, a little over a month after our Milorganite application. This field's still being used every day for football and for flag football and for youth camp water sports. But for the most part, we got some pretty thick grass, and all we did was apply Milorganite. Right now we're looking pretty good. Thanks again for watching my video. Please like and share if you know anybody who wants to try out Milorganite on their athletic field. And this is a sand-based field with lots of water requirements.